So Israel is using the ceasefire to achieve two things. One, to get the hostages, at least a big part of them who are alive, and move the units to Judah and Samaria and launch an attack on the terror infrastructure in Jenin, in the Samaria area, possibly other areas. I think it's going to go on for a long time, and Israel wants to dismantle all this terror infrastructure. So the army is not stopping for a moment. We have a ceasefire in Gaza. We're fighting now in Judah and Samaria. Once the ceasefire will be over in Gaza, units will go back probably to Gaza and fight and forward the goal of eradicating Hamas as a governmental and military entity.
So you say once the ceasefire is over, when do you think the ceasefire will end? From my sources and people on the ground, there seems to be a working assumption that the first phase is really the only phase. And obviously, there are people that are pushing for a second and third phase, but it seems to be that the first phase is really what the army is preparing for. Is that your understanding?
I think that at the end of the first phase, it's going to be very, very challenging to convince Hamas to release the remaining hostages without military pressure, without completely dealing differently with the humanitarian aid and disconnecting Hamas from the humanitarian aid. Without pressure, I don't see why Hamas would be motivated to give us the hostages.